Now I'm going to show you how to make a ginger aromatherapy compress. We're not really going to use essential oils here. I'm using real ginger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred this ginger on camera and set up a hot plate. And I used to practice out call, where I'd go to people's houses when they were not ambulatory to travel to our establishment. Of course, I charged more per hour for my massages when I did a house call. And I had this woman who was a stroke patient who was clinically dead and brought back to life. And it's a miracle she had any brain activity for the amount of time she was clinically dead. She's had severe hyperkyphosis. Her shoulders were rounded forward, and there was a lot of stress and body weight and physical compression over her heart. So, what they tried to do after she was brought back to life after her heart attack, and she was suffering from heart disease, in addition to the physical um, weight on her organ, on her heart, on her lungs. So after she was brought back to life, she did this intensive physical therapy practice where they were trying to strengthen the muscles of her upper back and then do physical therapies to open up the anterior pectoral girdle while they strengthen the back muscles and they stretch the front. Now, she was in a lot of pain during this physical therapy practice, never mind trying to recover after having a significant heart attack and ICU stay and more. So I used to bring ginger. Sometimes I would shred it at home and bring it freshly shredded. Ginger has a lot of nice therapeutic benefits to it. And I would shred ginger and bring a hot plate. Sometimes I would use her stove if we ended up moving the treatments to the kitchen because she's like, don't bother with a hot plate. We'll just do this in the kitchen. I was doing the massages on a portable table in the living room. But if you don't have access to somebody's kitchen, let me show you how this is done. When we heat soft tissues, that makes them more pliable. Okay. Not only can we increase range of motion, but we're helping relieve ischemia. And heat can be an analgesic by itself through the pain gating, where the body, as long as it's non painful levels of heat, the body starts processing the heat more so than the pain signals. And now all of a sudden there's an analgesic result. So, this is what you can just use these essential oil out of a bottle if you don't want to shred ginger. Maybe I do things a little bit more old fashioned, and I'm a naturopathic holistic massage therapist, a TCM practitioner as well, and I really like doing the shredded ginger compresses. I love ginger, especially for athletes. It doesn't necessarily need to be for somebody who's recovering from cardiovascular stroke. We can work on people, all types of people, with these heated aromatherapy towel compresses. What I have here are these little tea bags. I bought them on eBay. Sometimes it'll take like 2 months to get them because they're from China most of the time. And they're literally shipped from China to you. But if you can get disposable tea bags like I have right here, it's a really easy way to take shredded plant material. It's like a baby poultice, right? We're going to take some ginger here and we're going to just push it into that little tea bag. It's got a drawstring on it. So it's really easy to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the ginger in there. It'll be a mixture of like root and liquid. You want to try and get some of that liquid in there. I used to throw the ginger right into my boiling pot, but then I had ginger root all mixed into my terry towels, and it was really hard picking that out. And then my dryer was full of ginger and the lint tray, and then it was getting stuck in the lint thing. Venting to the outside. So now I use these little tea bags, as you can see right there. So here's my hot plate, and I'm just going to boil some water and put my tea bags into the hot plate. This would be a little bit similar to poultice body work, where we have some efficacious ingredients encased in a bag. But we're just going to boil these ingredients instead of apply the bags to the client's skin. In poultice bodywork, heated poultice bodywork, you would apply the heated poultice to a client's soft tissue. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dunk a bunch of towels into this boiling ginger water, and all of those herbal benefits from the ginger itself will be encased in the towels. And then I'm going to apply that directly to naked skin with compression. And I'll show you that as well. Now, it'd be nice if you had like half an hour in advance to boil this ginger concoction and let it sit. It's kind of hard sticking towels into boiling water and then handling them with your naked hands. That's really, really tight. But if you don't have time to let your boiling bath sit and cool down, you can dunk the towel like I just did and keep the ends dry. And then you can wring the towel like I am. And wringing it, you're getting that boiling water out. It's still going to be quite hot once you take and get the towel all folded out, and there it is right there for you. Now, let me show you what you would do with that towel once you have enough of them. And you can just simply roll those towels up and put them in the corner on a plate. You should be using them right away. When they're too hot, you're going to wring them out in the air like I just did. And we're going to take, we call these hot towel compresses, aromatherapy compresses, ginger compresses. There's a number of different names that you can use for this treatment. And we're going to compress straight through the towel, through the soft tissues. It actually makes the tissue more compliant. I'm going to lean in here with an elbow and an ulna to try and stretch the tissue. You could trigger point through a hot towel. You can just stretch. You can focus on myofascial stretching, superficial fascial stretching, or simply stretching muscles and tendons. Okay, so we're going to remove one towel and we're going to place another towel on now. We're going to again go through more compressions. I'm kind of doing this eversion with my wrist to twist the fascia, the underlying muscle, give a nice compression to it. And the heated thermal therapy is also making the tissue more pliable when I go in and do things like skin rolling and palming. I would probably do a clock technique with myofascial release prior to my hot towel application because I want to learn where I'm going to apply my therapy. And your towel technique is, I'm sorry, your clock technique is going to give you an idea of where fascia is not moving. For me, if I found that the fascia was stiff up here in the upper back, I'm going to focus my compressions in the upper back. And notice when I remove the towels, I just take them and throw them to the corner of the room. I'm not taking my time. When you remove the heated towel from the client's backside, it's cool. So I'm not going to um, wait for the client to become cool. I just throw it to the corner and I throw another hot towel right away. I usually shake the hot towel out. You can make these in advance. If you're going to do hot towel cabbie service, you can boil your ginger, insert your towels into the ginger mixture and put them in your hot towel cabbie to make them hot and keep them hot all day for clients during the day. I would do it at the beginning of the day because those efficacious ingredients are not going to last all week in your hot towel cabbie. Same day is great. And if you're doing house calls, that's how I do my house call appointments with heated compresses. I might bring a hot plate. I might use the client's own kitchen, and I'll heat those towels and apply them just like we did right there.